49ers take on the Buffalo Bills in a possible snow game this weekend on Sunday Night Football. And we're going to get right down to it on the keys to victory. What's going on, 49er faithful? It's your boy, the WayneBreezie, and welcome to Keys to Victory. We're going to have some fun on today's episode because I'm going to give you 5 ways I think that the 49ers can win this game. So if they stick to these keys, they can win this game. Listen, we are brought to you by Residency. Go to www.residency.com. Use that promo code SFBreezie. They got a 40% off sale as of right now. Take advantage of that sale this weekend. You can get all your favorite player caps that you see wearing and the pressers and stuff like that and pictures and all that stuff. So make sure you go take advantage of that sale that they have going on right now. Use the promo code SFBreezie so you can save on your total purchase today. Let's get to these keys to victory and let's not waste any time. I got 5 of them. Number 1, contain the quarterback. 2, stop the run, right? 3, limit the penalties. 4, execute. And 5, no turnovers. That's right, no turnovers. If the 49ers can find a way to do these 5 things, I guarantee you they'll be victorious. Now listen, it's going to be a tough hill battle to climb. I can tell you that right now. It's tough. The Niners will be without several players as of right now. Nick Bosa, Trent Williams, let's see who else. Jordan Elliott's out with a concussion. Aaron Banks is out with a concussion. And Deommodore Lenoir is out with a knee injury. So those guys won't be playing in this game. Interesting. Now, also, don't expect Dre Greenlaw to be good to go this week as well. So right there, man, the 49ers are limited, but the rest of the guys are there. Sounds like Brock Purdy is going to be good to go. So let's go ahead and get to the keys to victory. Number 1, contain the quarterback. Listen, I know it's going to be tough, and you got to be disciplined out there as far as your assignments out there on the edge. And I know the edge rusher, especially my man Leonard Floyd, is going to be looking to get a little bit of sweet revenge against his former quarterback. But he's going to have to go out there and find a way. He's going to have to find a way to make sure that he doesn't over-pursue, as well as on the other outside. If he's Yetur Gross-Matos, they're going to have to figure out how to not over-pursue and give up the edges. Keep the quarterback in the pocket. I think that's the best way. And let the rest of the defense figure out how to take down Josh Allen. Josh Allen is going to be looking to come out there and throw the ball. All right, he's not the best as efficient when it comes to being a quarterback. He's not the efficient guy, but he's definitely the big-time thrower, and he's got a plethora of weapons out there he can get the ball to. He's got a bunch of receivers from Keon Coleman, their rookie, to Khalil Shakur, Curtis Samuel, their veteran. They just got Amari Cooper, who can be dynamic if they get him going. Matt Collins. They got a bunch of players out there as well. So bunch of pass catchers. Now Dalton Kincaid has been ruled out, but don't sleep on Dawson Knox. So if the Niners are playing good in their secondary, look for Josh Allen to get the ball out there to these guys. But they got to find a way to keep him in that pocket. That's important. Keep Josh Allen in the pocket. You don't want him getting outside the pocket, extending the plays one-on-one with some of these smaller guys out there. He's a big quarterback. And you don't want him running the ball, extending plays, and giving his team extra opportunities to get into the end zone. That's who Josh Allen is, and that's what Josh Allen do. That's what he will do. So the Niners got to find a way to contain him, keep him in the pocket. Listen, get pressure, rush 4, do what you got to do, blitz every other now and then. You know, don't disguise the blitzing, but find a way to keep him in that pocket. And if you're going to contain on the edges, there needs to be someone in the middle of the field spying him. So contain the quarterback. Make sure he doesn't break out for some big runs. Number 2, BB, they got to stop the run. Man, the Niners had 19 missed tackles from their defense against the Green Bay Packers. Now, the good news is they don't have a running back, in my opinion, that does a lot of break tackling. Like James Cook is not the break tackle guy. He's an explosive runner. Don't get it twisted, but they do have a rookie named Ray Davis who will be kind of like that thunder and lightning combo that they're probably going to use out there. So the Niners are going to have to wrap and tackle. They're going to have to play very fundamentally sound football. They're going to have to shed those blocks. I know they're going to be, if the defensive front can take care and hold theirs with those offensive linemen, these linebackers can play downhill and get to these gaps and stop the run. But if the linebackers are blocked by wide receivers and what so forth and whatever, man, it could be a long day for the 49ers run defense. They do get Kevin Givens back this week. I believe he's going to play. He's been dealing with a groin injury for the past few weeks, but he looks like he's going to be good to go. So hopefully he'll help with the run defense for the San Francisco 49ers. And they got to force Josh Allen to be one-dimensional. Give me 63 pass attempts from Josh Allen. I guarantee you the Buffalo Bills will lose. Anything over 50, the Buffalo Bills is going to lose. As far as pass attempts, you want him throwing the ball. That's where he makes the mistakes, when you're forcing him to throw and things like that. So the Niners definitely got to take away the run. They take away the run. It just makes it a little bit more easier to defend the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen heading them out there on the football field. So they got to figure out how to stop the run. Number 3, BB, they got to limit the penalties. The Niners had a total of 9 penalties last week. That counted. 9. 4 from the offense. Dominic Purdy probably had his worst game. Worst game of the season from Dominic Purdy. When it just came to penalties, I also saw him miss a few blocks. He is coming off of some type of an injury. He was dealing with an injury. I think it was a concussion. It was something. But he's dealing with something. But he looked like he's going to be clear. He's going to be good to go. That's a good thing. So they will get Dominic Purdy back. But he wasn't the only one that had penalties. I think he had about 2 false starts, a holding call, and then Jake Brendel with the false start offensively. They had a couple on defense, and they had a couple on special teams. But overall, the team has to find a way to not get these penalties, man. They got to be the most disciplined team out there on the football field. You can't give the Buffalo Bills opportunities after opportunities. You can't force yourself to go 1st and 20, 1st and 15, and expect to be victorious or productive. Yeah, you might be able to convert some of those, but you can't expect to be victorious when that's all you're doing and you're hurting your team's offense. Defensively, you got to get off the field. Got to find a way to get off the field. Don't extend drives. Play fundamental sound football. Right? Got to be disciplined. This is more about discipline. And the coaches need to make sure they're holding these players accountable out there on the football field. If you see a player screw up, man, and I know it's hard, man, you got to find a way to get on that player so that they can get right. They got to get right because you're playing a team that's 9-2. They're looking to probably clinch some type of playoff spot. If they win this game, they'll be 10-2. So the Niners got to do what they need to do and don't give the Buffalo Bills any other opportunities to keep drives alive. The Niners need to make sure that they keep their drives alive, and they could do so if they limit the penalties. Number 4, execute. Execution is going to be key. Kyle Shanahan has a plan every week. If the players can execute this plan every week, they'll probably be victorious every week. But we know that we're going to get some bumbles and some stumbles within the play call. Now, I need coaches to execute, and it starts with them. They have to make adjustments. They have to figure out ways to get their players to get these plays right. Then it comes down to the players. So I think the coaches, they give the players the game plan. The players go out there. If they can limit those penalties and they can get first downs, the 49ers will be fine. The 49ers have to figure out a way how to be a lot better on 3rd down. They were 30% last week, 3 for 10 against the Green Bay Packers. All right. And that's mainly because they allow penalties to get in. I think if the 49ers, obviously, if they get into a rhythm early, they'll be good to go. But it starts with the offensive line. The offensive line is going to have to block. It's going to have to pass protect. It's going to have to run block. They got to do their jobs, right? And from the offensive line, now you get your running backs. And let's just do it by the layers. So your running backs, they got to hit the right holes. They got to have the right vision. They got to make the right cuts, the right reads off of these blocks. If you see something blocked up in the middle, cut to the outside. Do the one cut and get outside. If you're running outside, try to cut back to the inside opposed to getting no gain or a tackle for a loss. Don't look to break tackles when there's going to be a swarm. I believe that's the main reason why Jordan Mason fumbled the ball last week at the end of the game, because he was definitely trying to break tackles, trying to get out from that defensive swarm. But the Niners got to figure out a way. They got to figure out a way to execute offensively. Wide receivers, they got to catch passes. Got to hold themselves accountable. No more drop passes. How about they go through a game with no dropped passes? No drop passes. They got to make the right blocks out there in the run game as well. So wide receivers, they got to block, they got to catch. That's what I'm asking them to do. I don't run routes, get open, do wide receiver things. And then it comes down to the most cerebral person on the football field, other than the head coach who's not actually playing in the game, the quarterback. Brock Purdy looks like he's going to be good to go. And just in case he isn't, I expect the same from Brandon Allen or Josh Dobbs, whoever gets the start. But if it's Brock Purdy, Purdy has to go out there and take what the defense is giving him. I expect Purdy to check out of 8-man fronts, find ways to call out hot routes, and get the ball out of his hand quickly. The Niners need to get back to efficiency. They need to get back to rhythm football, and that's when their offense does its thing. You want an explosive offense from the San Francisco 49ers? Well, they need to figure out how to get in sync. And if they could do it against the Buffalo Bills and that defense, they'll be trending upwards, in my opinion. Number 5 with the B.A.M. No turnovers. I talked about turnovers. The Niners had 3 of them things last week against the Green Bay Packers. 3. They really had 4, but they were able to recover 1. 2 fumbles, an interception, 3 fumbles, and an interception. Now that I think about it. One of them was recovered by Brandon Allen. He was able to get the first one back. But the interception was off of a ball going through wide receiver Deebo Samuel's hands. And, you know, what can you do? Went into the hands of the defender Xavier McKinney from the Green Bay Packers. The Niners got to figure out a way not to limit these turnovers. They have to eliminate the turnovers. No turnovers. 0 turnovers. Don't get any turnovers. Why? Because if you lose the turnover battle, you lose the game. And if you don't get a turnover to the very end of the game, that can cost you the game. So try not to get any turnovers. They got to be very careful with the ball. Don't put the ball on the ground by any means necessary. This is supposed to be one of those inclement weather type of games. I'm talking snow. If it's snowing, it might be snow already down. We don't know. But whatever it is, the Niners got to be prepared to protect the football. Offensive line, protect your quarterback. Quarterback, protect the ball if there's pressure. Running backs, find a way to get to the ground without allowing the ball to be punched out or slipped out. Wide receivers, protect the ball. Switch to the outside hand if you get into the outside and go toward the out of bounds. The Niners got to protect the ball. They've got to not get any turnovers. And that goes for special teams too, because there may be a time in this game where special teams might be able to make a big run for it. If the 49ers cannot get any turnovers, they can find a way to be victorious. I tell you what, if they don't get any turnovers, this game will be a lot closer than people think. But if they do turn the ball over, it could be a long day for the long night for the San Francisco 49ers on Sunday Night Football. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section about these 5 keys to victory. If you feel like there's anything else you want to add, feel free to comment in the comment section. Don't forget to check out the article over on 49erswebzone.com. It will be there for you to read in a little bit more in detail with statistics and things like that on what the 49ers can or cannot or should not do. Make sure you let me know. All feedback is welcome. Guys, find a way to keep it faithful to the Bay. Until the next time, I'll see you next week on Keys to Victory. Peace.